Hello, it is Wednesday. Happy New Comic Book Day. We are here at a very lovingly filled Midtown Comics Times Square, and it is, of course, an exciting time to be a comic book fan. It's always an exciting time to be a comic book fan. I'm so sorry. It's exciting to tread over people, apparently. But it is really exciting because there are so many great books that are coming out this weekend. We've got so many great events coming up for you guys. So we want you guys to be checking out our Facebook page. If you go to our Facebook page, you can find all the information. We have an upcoming signing with Dan Slott next week for Amazing Spider-Man 8. For Justice League, no Justice. I'm sorry. For Just Justice League, no Justice is this week. Justice League is in a few weeks. It's crazy. I'm frazzled, but thank you for watching and putting up with my frazzled being because I really appreciate it. I love your kind words, and I love comics, so I'm going to talk to you guys, and you're going to have to tolerate all of the frazzled words that come out of my mouth. So, starting us off, we have some staff picks. We've got Luke going with that brand new issue of Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. It's The Dark Star is Rising, and I know that Luke is very excited because Ethan Van Sciver is back on art duties this issue, and that's some great stuff. Then we've got Fabian going with a brand new issue of Deadly Class. Of course, Deadly Class in the news because they started showing some of the promo packages for the new series on Sci-Fi. You guys should check out the source material. It's a great book, issue 34 out this week. Then we've got Jason going with the brand new issue of Star Wars, issue number 48. He's a big old Star Wars fan. Of course, Solo comes out this week. Everybody's excited for Solo. I can tell you guys firsthand it is amazing. You guys are going to have a great time. And then we have the brand new issue of Batman Beyond from Tyler. Very cool cover. The Jokers are out for blood. And then we've got Izzy going to the brand new issue of Animosity. Very cool book from Aftershock. Now we're going to drop down and talk about some of these new releases, and we start off with Dark Horse, who of course has Black Hammer Age of Doom issue number 2 from Jeff Lemire, Dean Ormstrom, and Dave Stewart. Some really cool stuff here. I really like this Jeff Lemire variant cover because I think Lemire's art is just fun. Very cool, and it's a very cool series. If you guys haven't been checking it out, I definitely recommend. It's only an issue 2, so it's easy to get in. Then we have the brand new issue of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 11, Giles. Now, this has been really cool, really fun. And we got a couple different covers here, and this one's just fun because it's silly. And I like when they kind of do the silly covers because I like being silly because I'm silly. And this book is a lot of fun if you guys are a fan of the classic Buffy series. Then we've got the brand new issue of Incognito Renaissance, issue number 4 from Matt Johnson and Warren Police, as well as the brand new issue of The Witchfinder. In fact, it's issue number 1 from the pages of Hellboy, a great exploration of a side adventure from Mike Mignola, Chris Robertson, and a bunch of talented creators. Then we hit DC, and this week, DC made me real happy, and it starts right here with the brand new issue of Mera, Queen of Atlantis. I've been really digging this series from Dan Abnett, and it's been just a great job of bringing Ocean Master back into the fold. Really cool series. Then we have the brand new issue of Batgirl, issue number 23. Of course, if you guys have seen the variant cover, then you're lucky because we have sold out of it online and we've sold out of it in store. It is now like super amazing crazy, and that's because the book is super amazing crazy. Everybody's keeping their eye on Batgirl. A lot of fun stuff coming up in that series. Then we have the brand new issue of Batman Beyond, and what makes this issue super cool, as I showcase the variant cover, is that Batman has found his Robin in the future. Of course, I can't tell you everything because that spoils the fun, but I'll tell you that it's somebody that's near and dear to Batman Beyond fans' hearts, and I think that's pretty cool. Then we have a fantastic issue and a bit of a somber issue. We have the final issue of James Tynion IV's Detective Comics run, issue 981. A couple different covers here. One by Raphael Albuquerque that, of course, shows off that DC minimal trade dress. And then we have the regular cover as well, which I think is super cool because it's an homage to Tynion's first issue on Detective Comics as we see the Bat family going in their separate ways. Who stays? Who goes? It's crazy. It's fun. I'm going to talk about it more in a few minutes. And we are back to one of my favorite books of the week, a book that literally made me scream out with joy, the brand new issue of Flash, issue number 47, the first part of Flash War. We have been waiting, and by we, I mean all of society, because I'm assuming you're all as excited about this book as I am, because this is literally Wally West and Barry Allen going to war, and it's awesome, and it's cool, and I'm going to be talking a lot more about this in a little bit. It's really fun and really cool. Then, as we continue, we've got that brand new issue of Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. We've got the very cool minimal trade dress cover. I love these things of the Tyler Kirkham variant, which I think is super cool. And we've got the return of the Dark Stars Rising. If you guys are longtime Cosmic DC fans, you've seen the Dark Stars before, but it's been a while, so it's pretty cool to see them back in the forefront. Then we have the brand new issue of the Hellblazer with The Good Old Days. Very fun title for a story, and a very cool cover there by Sean Phillips, because that's just cool. Like, that's just pretty art. Sean Phillips knows how to draw. Good for him. Then we've got the brand new issue of Justice League No Justice, and of course, all of these have been a wraparound cover, so you guys can see here the very nice art by Francis Manapul. We've got art by Riley Rosmo and Marcus Toe, and the inside and words by Joshua Williamson, James Tynan, and Scott Snyder. So you know that the words are nice, you know that the pretty pictures are there, and you're going to enjoy it. Then we have the brand new issue. I'm sorry, we have the reprinted, or is this the brand? This is the brand new issue of Mother Panic with a very cool approach to the cover art here. Very nice, very slick book. Jody House has been doing a great job with Mother Panic for a couple years now, and this is a great series you guys should definitely check out. Then we do have, this is the reprint. That's what got my brain jumbled, because this is a reprinted edition of The Silencer, which has been one of my favorite books out of the New Age of Heroes. And then we've got the brand new issue as well. And this series has been a lot of fun. Honor Guest has proven to be a very cool, capable lead heroine, and I'm very excited to see where her story goes from here. Then we have a book that just made me real happy, and that's Suicide Squad. And the reason it makes me real happy is my boy right there, Captain Cold. Captain Cold joins the team. That's right. It's always refreshing when the Suicide Squad gets some new blood in the mix. And as they are facing catastrophe, it is interesting to see the new dynamic that Captain Cold brings to the series, and I'm very excited. Rob Williams has been doing a great job with the book from day one. Then we have the brand new issue and the final issue for now of Super Sons, issue number 16. A beautiful cover here by Jorge Jimenez, as well as this nice Dustin Nguyen cover. Some great stuff. It's a great series. Peter Tomasi has been having a lot of fun with the series, and we now know that this book is going to be coming back in a couple months with a 12-issue miniseries titled Adventures of the Super Sons, so I'm curious to see where things go from here and how it leads into that new series. Then as we continue, we have the brand new issue of The Terrifics, but first we got the reprint, so if you guys fell behind, you missed out, check out the reprint, and then check out the brand new issue because it's awesome. It is very cool. Jeff Lemire and Doc Chenier on art for this issue, which makes me super happy because I love his art. So some very cool stuff here. A great series. Then we have the brand new issue of Wonder Woman, a couple different covers here. Jetty Friesen cover as well as the main cover, as we see Supergirl and Wonder Woman facing off against one another for supremacy. Probably not that dramatic, but, you know, it can't always be a nice day with ice cream, although that ice cream does look nice. Then we have, from Vertigo, the brand new issue of Motherlands, issue number 5. Very cool series from Cy Spurrier. And then we've got the new Love and Rockets, issue number 5. You know, Love and Rockets always has kind of a sporadic schedule, but it's always so cool when it comes out, so it's great to see. Now, we are going to backtrack a bit, and we're going to talk about some of the graphic novels that just came out this week. We've got Halo, The Rise of Atriox in a nice hardcover, as well as Joe Golem, Occult Detective. Then from DC, we've got Legionnaires Book 2, which makes me happy because I'm a big Legion guy, so I'm happy to see that being collected finally. And then we also have a reprinted edition of Sideways, issue 1, so all these New Age of Heroes books are being available if you missed out. And then we have the Golden Age of Superman. And we've also got this nice little Doc Chenier cover. I was just talking about the guy. I love his art. And I love the modern Superman as well, so I'm very excited for Superman the Deluxe Edition, hardcover, super nice, volume 2, collecting some great stories. Then we have Superwoman, volume 3, some very cool stuff if you want to explore Lana Lang. And then we also have The Wildstorm, volume 2 from Warren Ellis and John Davis Hunt. Now, we will bring it down, and we've got some cool stuff from Valiant. We've got the brand new issue of Shadow Man, issue number 3. Shadow Man has been such a wonderful surprise. I've super enjoyed it. I had never really had a great affinity for the character. I just hadn't been exposed, and this book has completely won me over. Super cool stuff from Andy Diggle and Steven Segovia. If you aren't checking it out, I do definitely recommend the new Shadow Man series. Then we also have the brand new issue of Exo Manowar, and you know Exo always has some cool covers. And they're so cool that people are snatching them up. But, whoa! Nope, not that one. We've got this one. Ha-ha! Bunch of cool different variant covers here, showcasing some cool art inside of the book. A great read if you guys want to check out some cool sci-fi adventures. Then we have the brand new Delta 13 from IDW, a brand new series from Steve Niles, as well as G.I. Joe Real American Hero versus the $6 Million Man, and it looks like something's wrong with his arm. And, you know, that can't be good because then he becomes like the budget version. Then he's like the $4 million man. Or if he upgrades, he becomes the $8 million man. And in any event, G.I. Joe is a government facility. They don't have the budget to accommodate his arm, so he's got to get in line. Then we have the Judge Dredd Greatest Hits. It's $1 for Mega City Zero, which is a very agreeable price point. And we also have Star Trek Discovery Secession, issue number 2. A couple different covers here. If you want a picture, you want an actual photo, very nice stuff. And we have the brand new issue of Star Trek The Next Generation, Through the Mirror, as well as a book that I'm super excited about, TMNT Urban Legends. So we've got 2 different covers here, and if this cover on the right here seems familiar, that's of course because this is in fact the reprinted edition of the old 90s Image Turtles series. And this book is really weird, and I can't get into it now, but like I'm going to talk about it more at the end, and it's super cool. Then we've got the Season 2 yearbook for Winona Earp, as well as the X-Files Case Files, some cool stuff, issue number 2, a couple different covers. Then we hit Image, and Image has a lot of great stuff. And leading the pack, we've got that brand new issue of Barrier. You know it's Barrier, so I always have to turn it sideways because this book is meant for a widescreen format. Very cool stuff here, very innovative from Brian K. Vaughan and Marcos Martin. We also have the brand new issue of The Beef, as well as Days of Hate. And then we continue on, and we've got that brand new issue of Deadly Class. A couple different covers here. Really digging what Deadly Class has been doing. I trade weight the series, so I always get really anxious when I see these covers. I get terrified for the future of our characters. Then we go up top, and we have some cool collections, and we've got, this thing is huge, and it just looks like this big white mystery box, and you have no idea that it is actually Madman. Madman, which is, of course, the proud child of Mike Allred. Some really fun adventure stuff in a nice, super cool hardcover. Then we have, of course, the brand new volume of XL Manowar, Volume 4 from Valiant. Some cool stuff there. Matt Kint's been doing a great job. Then we have the Heroine Diaries. So, you know, that's one for the kids. And we have one that is actually for the kids. It's actually for everybody. Reconstruction. Reminiscing and Rebuilding Puerto Rico. This is a fun anthology series that collects a bunch of different stories from some of the top creators in the comic book industry, with all the proceeds benefiting those in Puerto Rico who were devastated by a multitude of hurricanes last year. So it is great, and it goes to a good cause. And, of course, it's got Wonder Woman and La Kenya on the cover, so that's kind of amazing. Then we continue on, and we've got Kid Lobotomy, A Lad Insane from Black Crown, which is an imprint of IDW, as well as the brand new volume of Redneck and Snot Girl. Image has a lot of trades this week. We've also got that first volume of Sacred Creatures, and this thing is like super huge. So you want one volume that's going to have all the stuff you want in it. That's a really big head start. And then we also have the official movie special of the Avengers Infinity War. Of course, Avengers Infinity War literally just took every record possible and was like, let's take all the money. But if you have more money left over, check this out. And then we have Who is the Black Panther, a novel of the Marvel Universe, a very fun prose book. So if you're not into pictures on your books, I don't know why you're listening to me, to be frank, but you should check this out if you want less pictures. I mean, it's got a pretty cover, but that's the only picture you're going to find. Then we have the brand new issue of Elsewhere, issue number 7, as well as the further adventures of Nick Wilson with a couple different covers here. Very cool, fun, kind of meta book almost. Then we have the brand new issue of Gasolina, as well as the brand new issue of Hit Girl with a multitude of different covers. We've got, of course, this nice black and white version of the Amy Reeder cover, which is hiding within. So we've got it in black and white and in color if you want to see Hit Girl riding on a wrecking ball. Then we've got a couple different variants as well. A very cool series. Mark Millar and Ricardo Lopez Ortiz have been doing a great job on the series. Then we have the brand new issue of Manifest Destiny, as well as Regression. And we've got the second printing of Skyward directly next to the second issue of Skyward. So if you missed out and you need that second printing, there it is. And if you want to check out the new issue, well, there it is, too. It's great. It's easy. It makes sense. and it makes me happy because the book is just fantastic. Then we hit Marvel, and it's a great week for Marvel. Marvel has their brand new Black Panther series starting this week. That's right, Black Panther #1 with the intergalactic empire of Wakanda. Now, how's that for a premise? It turns out that, Wakanda's a lot bigger than you think. They go out into space, and they go, oh, man, we got space Wakanda. But it's a very cool series, and what's great is that Ta-Nehisi Coates is staying on as the writer for this narrative. So it is exploring all this with the pathos that he has developed over the last couple years. Then we have some very cool stuff with, so I have to give a shout out to Daniel Acuna for the art on that series. Then we have the brand new issue of Falcon, issue #8 from Rodney Barnes. It is the conclusion of the series, Vampires in Brooklyn. Now, that's a premise that you gotta love. We also have the brand new issue of Champions, issue #20, as we see the roster has changed, and we know that there are some further changes down the line, so we got to check it out to see just what's going on with these crazy kids. And actually, I'm super excited. We've got the brand new issue of You Are Deadpool, and I'm allowed to read this one. And now I know that sounds weird, but because when I got to the end of issue 1, it told me to read issue 4, so I had to wait for issues 2 and 3. So now I can finally read issue 4, and hopefully I'll backtrack and read 2 and 3 along the way. I'm very curious to see how this unfolds because this book has just been wild. Now, as we continue, we have the brand new issue 300 of Deadpool, signed by Jerry Dugan. Jerry was a pal, and he came by, and he had a lot of fun. We had a great time. He also signed some copies of Analog, but it seems like we've already sold out in store, so you guys are only going to be able to find it online. Of course, Analog just got picked up for a movie, so those books might be something you want to keep an eye out for. Then as we continue, we have the brand new issue of Doctor Strange, and we've actually got a couple of different covers here that I think are fun, because, of course, Deadpool's taken over. Deadpool 2, #1 movie in the world. So, he's got to take over the comics as well. And then we have the last issue of Incredible Hulk, issue 717, the end of Greg Pak's run. He's been on the book for a while, doing a great job exploring Amadeus Cho in a way that I really have enjoyed. I'm really excited to see what the conclusion of World War Hulk 2 is like, and Carlo Barberi on art is sure to deliver. Now, we will bump it up, and we've got some cool graphic novels from Marvel, starting off with Black Panther, Long Live the King. Now, this is the first time that this book is available in print, so if you guys are, traditionalists and you like your books in print, which thank you, we love you, we appreciate you, and here, buy this book because it's cool and it's in print for the first time. Then we have the brand new volume of The Mighty Captain Marvel, Volume 3, as well as the new volume of Monsters Unleashed, a very fun book for the kids to enjoy. And like I said, we got Star Wars Solo, the Han Solo movie. You get it, the Solo with the all that. Well, read comics, The Empire. It's got all this crazy stuff, and you get to see what Han Solo has to deal with on a daily basis. That crazy dude. Then we have the Lost Stars from Star Wars. Ooh, a manga. So that's pretty cool. I don't think I've ever seen a Star Wars manga. That's actually super exciting. And then we have Poison X, which was a crossover between Venom and X-Men. So if you want to just take all your toys and smash them together, this is what you get. You get Poison X. And it's a lot of fun. Then we also have the 4th volume of Wolverine by Daniel Way, as well as Legion, Son of X, for We Are Many, Cy Spurrier's critically acclaimed run that, of course, was one of the main reasons. I mean, let's be honest here. This book created a TV show because of how amazing it is. So it's very cool, very exciting, and I'm super curious to see what you guys have to say about the book. Now, we'll bring it down, and a book that I am really, really, really curious about is Infinity Countdown Darkhawk, because Darkhawk is back in the pages of his own book, man. Like, what's up with that? That is awesome. Darkhawk is a really cool character. He's been kind of on the sidelines for a while now, so I'm very excited to see him in the forefront of his own adventure. A couple different covers here. And then, of course, we have the swan song. We have the finale, the final Marvel book by Brian Michael Bendis, Invincible Iron Man, issue number 600. That is right. Brian Michael Bendis is off to the distinguished competition, as they say. And he is going to be having a lot of fun with Superman, but you got to check out his Iron Man run because he's been dominating for the last couple years on the title, really delivering some great stories. And, of course, he's been at Marvel for such a long time, done so many cool things, and we get to see a nice little letter section to Bendis, a nice little tribute. It's pretty cool. I actually really think that's nice. It's very earnest. Then we have the brand new issue of Moon Knight, issue number 195. Very fun stuff from Max Bemis. And we have S.H.I.E.L.D., issue number 5. And no, I'm not lying to you. This book is finally out. It's like 7 years later since the series originally saw publication, but we're finally getting the conclusion to S.H.I.E.L.D. So that's amazing, because this book is amazing. It's Jonathan Hickman and Dustin Weaver doing a really incredible job on this unique narrative. It's literally like all the founding fathers of like intellectual thought in all of history built S.H.I.E.L.D. That's awesome. Check it out. It's crazy cool. Like, I could not possibly be more enthusiastic, and it's really hard to convey because I don't want to ruin it for you. Then we have a couple reprinted edition of Amazing Spider-Man. We've got Amazing Spider-Man number 798, our third printing, sorry. Then we have the fifth printing of 794, which is crazy. So few books get a fifth printing. Then we've got the brand new issue of Spider-Man Deadpool, issue number 33. It's Spider-Man versus Deadpool versus Deadpool versus Deadpool versus Deadpool versus Deadpool versus Deadpool. That's a lot of Deadpools, and I don't know, man. Swimming in a pool of the dead kind of seems outside of their realm of expertise, but I'm very curious to see what goes on in this. Robbie Thompson's been doing a great job on the series. Then we have the brand new issue of Dr. Aphra and a couple different covers here. Of course, we've got the Galactic Icons variant with the Range Trooper, who you'll see if you watch Solo, A Star Wars Story. Then we have the brand new issue of Star Wars The Last Jedi. Of course, this is the actual realization of the film in comic book form. And then we have Star Wars issue number 48, which is very exciting because we're only 2 months away from issue 50 of Star Wars, and that's kind of crazy cool. We also, of course, because, you know, that wasn't enough for you, you're whipped up in a Star Wars frenzy this week. Well, we got the Star Wars Annual with a very, very cool cover by Trad Moore, which I super dig. And it looks like we've got some pod racing, so that's pretty cool. Very excited to see where the story unfolds in this. Then we have the signed edition of the Midtown Comics exclusive by Francesco Mattina, Venom number 1, signed by Donny Cates, of course, the superstar writer behind Venom. And then we have the brand new Mystery and Mad Rapport storyline spinning out of the Hunt for Wolverine. So this is really cool because we get to see a bunch of the ex-ladies go off on an adventure to the other side of the planet, and that's pretty fun. Then we have the brand new issue of Old Man Hawkeye, a couple different covers here that are very cool, as well as the brand new issue of Old Man Logan. And what I think is great, some bang for your buck, we've got the True Believers of Wolverine and Wolverine versus Venom. Now this is great because you've got Sam Keith on one of them, and then you've got Assad Ribic on the other, so that's super great and super fun. Then we also have the brand new issue of Weapon X, as well as that new issue of Legion. So if you want more Legion, you bought the trade, you need more, you check this out. And then we have X-Men Gold as well, issue number 27, as we are hurtled closer, ever closer to the grab this giant old mound of books that I have collected. And I'm going to gush to you about some of the books that really made me happy and smile this week. So first off, I'm going to talk about how happy and smiley I am by talking about the book that made me really sad this week, and that's Detective Comics. Detective Comics issue 981. Detective Comics has been one of my favorite books for the last 2 years, and James Tynion is a large part of that. He's done a great job crafting a very cool and innovative narrative where we got to see Batman explore the boundaries of the Batman family like never before, and now we get to see the culmination of all that and the conclusion of Batman Eternal. It's been great. I've super enjoyed it. I'm super excited for what's coming up with Detective Comics. And I'm also just super happy with this. And there's literally a moment, and I can't tell you because it really caught me off guard, so I wanted to catch you off guard as well. But there was a moment in this that made me super happy, and it made me literally gasp out loud. And anytime a comic can literally make you audible, it succeeded. Then a book that made me very audible is the brand new issue of Flash. I want to try really hard not to spoil everything in this book for you. Because that ruins the fun, and also there's a lot of people here, and they'll get angry at me, and they'll probably kill me. But this is really fun, really cool. It's great. It's a love letter to a lot of the Jeff Johns work on the character, and it's also great if you're a Wally West fan. I think it's really cool. It's really pushing the narrative forward as we get ready for the Flash War, and we kick things off with a running start. It's great. It's amazing. Howard Porter does a tremendous job on the art with hi-fi on colors. Honestly, I could gush about this book. Maybe I can show you a page that isn't a massive spoiler. Let's just do that real quick, just to really emphasize how excited I am. Okay, not a crazy spoiler, because it happens real quick. But we've got the Renegades, and the Renegades, of course, are from the future. So that's all I'm going to tell you. But that's your little teaser, and it's great. Then we have the brand new issue of Justice League No Justice. I'll open that up so you can get a full view of this lovely cover. And this book has just been lovely. I've been super enjoying it. Really fun. I'm really excited to see where all these different teams go, as we've got Mystery, Entropy, Wisdom, and Wonder. And so I am wondering, where this book is going to go, because we're getting ready to the final act. And last issue, we saw a crazy appearance I wasn't expecting to see. And now I'm super excited to see where things go from here. I love this issue, and I'm really excited. Marcus Toe and Riley Rosmo really do a great job in the art. Great issue. Then we've got the brand new issue of Suicide Squad, and Captain Cold's in it. So that's all I need to tell you. That's why I'm super excited, because we're getting to see some fresh faces in the Suicide Squad as we see Deadshot and Batman facing off against one another. Very cool stuff. Rob Williams has been doing a great job, and the art in here is amazing. And I just, there's so many names. Sometimes you just jumble them. We've got Jose Luis, and just to show you how pretty it is, we've got Batman and Deadshot punching a lizard dude in the face. That's a great way to start your day. Punch lizard dudes in the face. Then we have the brand new issue of the Terrifics, and you want to talk about some great art. We've got Doc Chenier on the art for this, and I've been really enjoying the Terrifics. We're on issue number 4. It's been really fun. We've seen some great art already from Ivan Reis and Joe Bennett last issue, but seeing Doc Chenier on this is fantastic. Of course, he's going to be one of the artists on the new Man of Steel series. And let's just show you this page, because this is weird, man. This is really weird, but I think that this book earns the name of being terrific, and you guys should check it out. Jeff Lemire has done a great job creating a new team in the DC Universe. Then we have the brand new issue of Barrier, and Barrier is cool, it's sci-fi, and it's also like a very human story. Two people who don't speak the same language launched into space, and I think that's fun. Very cool. They only have one another to survive with. And this book is not great for the kids, so I can't really show, I can't show you this, because it's totally not child appropriate. But let me just say that there are dead things that get decapitated, and it looks real pretty. Good job, Marcos Martin, on drawing nice decapitated things. Then we've got the brand new issue, and this is for the kids, Lumberjanes issue number 50. That's right, 50 issues of Lumberjanes. Lumberjanes has been one of the most fun books for all ages these last couple years. They've done a number of great different editions in trade paperback and hardcover, which is my preferred format for the series. But I had to check out issue number 50 because I've been just loving the ride so far, and it's great to see an independent book that, it's in a lot of ways, it is meant for younger readers, not like young, but it's enjoyable by all. And I think it's really cool to see that achieve 50 issues, and I'm excited for the next 50. Then we have the brand new issue of Shadow Man, and I'm just flip-flopping tone all over the place. We go from scary to family-friendly to, once again, this book will probably, not be good for the kids, but it's good for you, and it's been a great series. Andy Diggle and Steven Segovia's art is sick on this book. Like I mentioned before, I'd never read Shadow Man before, but I'm really enjoying this series, and I'm really enjoying Shadow Man himself. His world is very cool, very unique. Seeing if there's a cool... there's some cool, pretty stuff to show you. Of course, it's magic, it's voodoo, it's all this crazy stuff, and it's all in here. Valiant's been putting out some great new books, and I'm really digging this. Then we have the brand new issue of Skyward. Earth loses gravity, and then they are kind of getting it back. But here's the thing. People got used to not having gravity for the last 20 years, so now having gravity again, that can kind of kill everybody. That's the premise of this book. It's awesome. The first issue was super cool. I'm really excited for it. It's also, really kind of morbid, because it's like, oh, man, you jump too high, you're dead. Because there's no gravity and there's no way to get back, and you just float on forever. That's terrifying. Very cool, though. All right. TMNT Urban Legends. In the 90s... you guys know what 90s comics were like. They were kind of crazy. And I say that both lovingly and laughingly because you have to kind of have a bit of fun with your books, and the 90s did some crazy stuff. And to give you an idea of what happened with the Turtles in the 90s, page 1, this is page 1. This is how they start. This book is being reprinted for the first time ever. It is the original 90s series, and it's being brought to life, and I think that's really fun and really cool. And now we're going to finally get to see a conclusion to that story if you guys saw the other cover like gives you a hint of what's to come, and it's crazy, and I can't explain it without spoiling everything for you. But I'll just tell you, this book is really fun and cool. If you want an alternative Turtle Flare. Then we have that brand new issue of Black Panther, issue number 1 from Ta-Nehisi Coates and Daniel Lacuna. It's Black Panther. It's issue number 1. Last time he had an issue number 1, it was like the craziest book on the planet, and everybody couldn't stop talking about it. So you guys know that you have to check this out. Ta-Nehisi Coates has done a tremendous job on Black Panther. Now we get to see him take that narrative and explore it in a whole new world. Literally. Then we have the brand new issue of Champions, of very fun stuff. Jim Zub's been doing a great job with Sean Isaacs on art, and I mean, you could just tell, like, you open the book up, you see this, and it's just a cool, loving story in the Marvel Universe, creating some interesting new dynamics between the characters. And they also, once again, because solicits came out this week, we kind of have an idea of what's to come. And I'm super curious for the future of a couple of these characters, because it looks like they're going to be going through some very cool changes. Then we have Infinity Countdown, Darkhawk. It's Darkhawk in the pages of his own book. Darkhawk has not... He had a one-shot a few months back, which was awesome. Like a remarkable breath of fresh air. I really enjoyed it. So they took the same people and they put them on this. So I'm really curious to see where it goes. I'm excited. Then we have the end of Brian Michael Bendis' Iron Man run. And he's been on this book... He hasn't been on for 600 issues, but I can tell you that in his years at Marvel, he has easily written at least 600. I mean, he's written thousands of crazy comics, and this is his last one at Marvel, so you guys got to check it out to see how he wraps things up with the Iron Man story, with Riri, and with Dr. Doom, and with Tony, and with Pepper, and with Mary Jane, and it's this whole crazy thing, and it's actually really cool, really exciting. I don't even want to show you anything, but I'm flipping through this right now, and I've got a big smile on my face. So just imagine that you're smiling too, because if I show you what happens, it's going to just spoil it completely. But it makes me smile, so hey, you know, can't be that bad. Then we have the brand new Mystery in Madripoor. This is the final mini-series of the Hunt for Wolverine. So, of course, we've seen Weapon Lost. We've seen Claws of a Killer. We've seen some cool stuff. And I am very curious to see where this story goes as we see Domino, and we see not just Domino. We see Domino, Jubilee, all these characters going forward, Rogue, Psylocke, and how Wolverine has impacted their lives. And we get to see them go into Madripoor, fighting Magneto, and that's cool because, yay. Then we have the brand new Legionnaires volume. It's book 2. Legion of Superheroes is finally being collected in one of its forms, so this is really cool. We've got some great creators on this book as well. This is, of course, when Mark Waid started taking over the title and relaunched it, which is really cool because it was one of the most acclaimed times in Legion history. So this is a great chance to check it out. And it's got Legion of Superheroes, Legionnaires, and the annuals for both books, as well as some stuff from Showcase 95. So it's really cool and really fun. Then a book with some heart. We've got the Reconstruction book, which is very cool. It is a graphic novel, and I'm just going to list some of the names that have worked on this book. We've got Frank Miller, Gail Simone, Tony Daniel, Greg Pak, Reginald Hudlin, Dennis Cohen, Ken Lashley, Bill Sienkiewicz, Yannick Paquette, Gabby Rivera, Will Rosado, Jorge Jimenez, Mike Allred, Chris Sotomayor, Tara Strong, Rosario Dawson. All these people that have worked on this book, and it all 100% of the proceeds of this book go to rebuilding Puerto Rico, and I think that's an amazing cause, and it's very cool. And then we have, for the first time in print, Black Panther, Long Live the King. Really cool series focusing on Black Panther and Wakanda, and it is just cool to get a nice dedicated graphic novel if you guys want to check it out. First time in print, so it's great. And that is it. It is a fun week in comics. We've got a lot of cool stuff going on. We've got a lot of great sales going on, both in-store and online. So be sure to check those out because it's really amazing. There's always some great stuff going on. We've got some cool signings coming up. So go to our Facebook page, find all the information, and join us. And I will see you there. like this video, be sure to let us know in the comment section. I desperately need approval, so I want to know that you guys like what we're doing. I want you guys to be having fun. I want you to be reading some cool comics, so tell us what comics you're reading. Tell us all the exciting stuff, and don't just tell us here. Find us on all of our social media channels. Find us on Facebook. Find us on Twitter. Find us on Instagram. Find me in the street, and if you do, I'll probably be a little bit intimidated because then you're a very, very good detective, and you should be Batman. Be Batman. Find us, and find us here in New York City, Times Square, Grand Central, downtown, all this awesome stuff. It's a good time to be a comic book fan.